For a question like this, when determining how to graph the function or which one would match it, I really like to look at three different characteristics. Here's a document I had created a couple of years ago, and in it I talk about how it's important to determine and plot the x-intercepts. I would say that's the first and easiest of the three. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So x-intercepts occur when y is 0, and if you set this equal to 0, you could see you get -2. So -2 should be the x-intercept. So I could eliminate C and D because those both have +2 as the x-intercept. So all of a sudden, I just give myself a 50-50 chance here. So we always say don't look at the answer options right away, they'll only confuse you, but it could be useful to look at the answer format. And when we looked at the answer format, we knew we were trying to graph them. So we did something, and that something was we determined the x-intercept. So once we were certain on that part of the answer, the x-intercept, we eliminated the answer options that had a different x-intercept. Now let's analyze what makes these remaining two options different from each other. In option A, it's essentially rising from left to right, whereas in option B, it's falling from left to right. And that concept is what we refer to as end behavior. To give you kind of a crash course on end behavior, if the exponent is even, the ends are going to go in the same direction, very similar to a quadratic function. If it's a positive coefficient, they're both going to go up. If it's a negative coefficient, they're both going to go down. If, however, the exponents are odd, or more specifically, the leading exponent, so the biggest exponent in the function, then we know that the tails are going to go in opposite directions. More specifically, if it's positive, very similar to if you have a positive, think about a linear function, which is also odd. If it's a positive, it rises from left to right. If it's a negative, it falls from left to right. So, since this is a negative, it should fall from left to right, which is consistent with D.